am a member of the Libertarian Party. I'm registered Democrat, or excuse me, I'm registered Republican, and because of the situation with registration in Surrey County. I've got actually two questions. I'd like to poll everyone in the building tonight. How many folks have heard of the FairTax? Specifically, gentlemen up here, can you real quick, just by show of hands, are you in favor of looking at something like that as an option going forward on a national, it's obviously a national issue, but I think it's...
If and only if you get rid of the income tax.
Of course, of course. If no one up there has purchased the book and has read the book, I will personally buy you a copy. I feel that strongly about the topic. The second question that I have, recently there have been a number of states who have reaffirmed their commitment to the 10th Amendment. I was wondering if any of that legislation is pending in North Carolina, if it's been introduced. Can you answer that?
Actually, I filed a resolution to be sent to Washington, D.C., telling them to stop walking all over our 10th Amendment rights. It was not written as strongly as I had preferred for it to be written, but after meeting with our rules chair, and the rules chair just briefly is the member that the speaker appoints that decides what we vote on and what we do not vote on. And I gave him the version that I wanted to get sent to Washington, and he said absolutely not, that we would not vote on that. So I watered it down just a little bit to try to get a version that he would maybe give a thumbs up to, and the closest I could ever get is a 10% chance, is his exact words, that he would maybe consider it for a vote. So that's the version that I filed, and it is still hanging in the balance. It was never voted on, and North Carolina has not sent anything to Washington, D.C., but there was an effort that was made, and certainly, you know, if we are successful in 2010 and Republicans gain control of the legislature, I can assure you that that grizzly bear first piece of legislation that we sent will probably be what be sent to Washington, D.C., rather than something that was watered down, that we got a 10%, maybe we might send this to that. And the reason I was willing to do that is I thought something to Washington from North Carolina to check us off was better than nothing. But at the same time, the answer is yes, we tried, but no, it didn't make it.
I would just add that on Brian's example, to further explain, there's just so many issues. I mean, there's 120 of us in the House of Representatives. We have bill jackets that are signed by over 80 members that cannot get a hearing on the floor. They get killed in this Rules Committee that he was referring to. The bill that says if you murder a pregnant woman in this state that you could be charged with 2 murders. The bill that says that, you know, English is the official language of North Carolina, or marriage is between a man and a woman. All of those bill jackets have 80 or 85 signatures on them, but they still cannot get to the floor for a vote. And this goes back to the good lady from Guilford's question. It goes back to ethics. And what people do is they sign their names on that bill jacket to say that they support these issues, and they go back home and run on these issues, but yet they don't work and they don't ride like they've got nothing to lose. And you know, Tony and I raced against each other on motorcycles. We both ride like we got nothing to lose. But, you know, they don't ride like they've got nothing to lose. And I'm going to tell you, when you've lost your currency, your middle class, and your language, it's time to ride like you've got nothing to lose in this state.